Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Long time no video. I've been really busy, so I just thought to do a quick video. Share my thoughts on recent happenings in the economy, in stock market, and what to expect for the coming week. So last week we had inflation numbers out. Inflation is still over 30 something percent. We're pushing 34%, I believe. Food inflation is pushing 40%. And what that means is that from last year to this year, food prices have gone up about 40 plus percent. But the good thing is that the rate or the pace at which inflation is increasing is slowing down a bit. So why is inflation important, or why should you care about the numbers? It affects your interest rates, it affects your purchasing power. And so the goal around the world is try and push down inflation or have it within manageable limits. Last week, the stock market closed down 0.11%, Nigerian stock market. I'm looking at the gainers. International Energy Insurance was the best performing stock, up about 11.4%. Notable gainers, Custodian, Julius Berger, Airtel Africa. On the declining part, you had PZ Cousins. That was the worst performing stock last week, down 22.1%, which is quite steep, and closing at 21 naira 6 kobo. You also had UBA, SEMB, Dangote Sugar, which is in the market for a commercial paper. So not a bad week, kind of average. When you don't have like the big popular names heading the gainers or heading the losers, it's kind of like a regular week. So what we're expecting this week on the macro front, this week the CBN's Monetary Policy Committee is going to be meeting. The meeting on Monday and Tuesday. And Tuesday there's going to be a press conference. I tend to look at the meetings because it interest rates decisions are made. Will interest rates go up? Will interest rates stay flat? It's one of those two options that will happen, and those tend to influence the return on treasury bills, government bonds, commercial papers, and all that. So expectations are the CBN will leave interest rates unchanged. There is a debate. Some people will say, look, if inflation is pushing 34%, then you need to have your interest rates go much higher. Some people will say, look, inflation in Nigeria isn't just driven by too much money. It's driven by issues such as your bad roads, your insecurity, your expensive cost of doing business, and all that. So some of that cannot be solved by the CBN. So it's going to be an interesting week. On the stock market side of things, well, who knows? We might see a few results come out. Insurance guys have largely delayed their results because there's a new accounting standard, new IFRS, so International Financial Reporting Standard, that they've been having some difficulties adjusting to. So no major insurance company has dropped audited numbers. But let's see how the week goes. Of the big five banks, I think First Bank has the pending results. So results for last year for First Bank have not been released. Results for the first quarter of 2024 have not been released. The bank did send a press release, I think last week or last 2 weeks, that before the end of the month they're going to release their results. And before the end of the month is a rather wide number because today is the 19th. It means you have about 12 months or 12 days to the end of the month. So those results could come out between any time from now till the end of the month. In my experience with the Nigerian market, you occasionally will see companies release results Sundays, Saturdays, so that happens anytime from now. And those are numbers people are eagerly looking forward to because if you're a shareholder, you want your dividends, and all that, and just generally, you just want to know how well the bank is doing. On the foreign scene, last week was good. Stock market closed at a high. Dow, which is an index, closed above for the 40,000 mark. S&P 500 means the biggest 500 companies in the US. The index tracks them, closed above 5,300 mark. So it's been back-to-back hits last week for the US stock market. Why is that so? Expectations are economy is in fairly good shape. Interest rates, might stay where they are for a while, and so that's a good environment for stocks, and stocks did well last week. This week it's a fairly quiet week. We might have a few members of the U.S. Fed speak. Fed is the U.S. Federal Central Bank, and so the committee members in the central bank, people like to know what are their thoughts on inflation, on the economy, because they sit down to decide what's the interest rate going to be and key policy changes in the U.S. Federal Bank. So that's going to happen this week. Some of them would speak. I think sometime today, Jerome Powell, who's the Fed chair or the Fed Bank governor, is supposed to speak to them. So people want to know what he's saying. Nvidia, which is like the hottest stock this year, crossover from last year. Nvidia results are going to be out this week. So you might as well call this week the Nvidia week when it comes to the US stock markets. They've broken their estimates, beat estimates back to back. I don't think this quarter will be different, but people just want to know because they're kind of in the middle of everything happening around AI with the equipment they make and all that. So it's bound to be an interesting week from Nvidia, that is shareholders, investors, people want to know about the markets and all that. So that's how I expect the week to shape out. Sorry, I haven't done videos for a while. Like I said, I've been extremely busy, but I'll try from time to time to do videos like this and also have the subtitling out. So take care, have yourselves an amazing trading week ahead. Feel free to drop any comments, questions, suggestions, tips on how I can improve things and make things better. So have yourself a great week.